Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Friday, September the 5th. It is 9:25 or 8:25 a.m. Eastern time in the US. This is Victor streaming from Atlanta. I have noticed that there is a trading dynamics that are changing here. This market is changing. I'm checking the calendar. We have CPI next week, GDP as well. Oh, this is non-farm annual revision. Oh, this is the gosh. FOMC. Oh boy, FOMC falls on September 17th, which is the week that not the upcoming week, but the week that follows. It happens also to be the rollover week. Man, that is going to be careful. Got to be very careful there. All right. I don't know what's going to happen today. Last time we have a revision. Month was really bad, man, to the downside. I don't know if that's going to be the case today. I have noticed a strong. I don't like how this is coming back, but the way how it is being traded, right? But something that as is coming a reappearance here is big participants are coming to this market. We have an elongated market profile yesterday. One of the weirdest, one of the worst trending days that I have seen in a while. It doesn't mean, per se, it doesn't mean anything. We may have, depending on this number, we may have a huge break here, maybe all the way down to this level here. Usually down this because this is extremely weak, very weak level here. And when the markets aim to this kind of reference, they always shoot. And below that we have some sort of support around the 64.60. But this low is also really bad. All right, and from my point of view, what I'm seeing here is short covering, but this action, in my opinion, has not concluded yet. Yeah, it is not over yet. But we have these events that falls into or in between these market dynamics here. There is some rebalancing of the overnight inventory that is in progress. I have nothing here. Okay, I have nothing here. Really. Let's check how much of this 54.80. There's 5 points, man. What? 7 points now. All right. Well, let's see what's happening here. Well, we have some downside. Not the virulent one. There's something here that's, look at this accumulation here. But it's very, it doesn't have it, man. I mean, so far, we are only a couple seconds, less than a minute into the number. Seems, okay, we have something here, just below 0. This is not a good not a good area to sell, to be a seller from here. But some volume is coming here. But it didn't have the impact, right? You know, this support here is holding. This one here. We have a new all-time high. Look at where this is, right at 0. It didn't have this. It didn't have it. It didn't have anything to the downside here. No. This is a rebalancing of those shorts that are being squeezed now. Now, in the same way, I have seen something like this in the low side. Now they are coming here, but I want to see this coming as the market goes higher. Now this one came, not that the market was coming lower, but in its way back. You understand? We may have a range here between this all-time high reference and settle. So far. You have a spike to the downside. Let's see if, you know, it didn't attract sellers. Let's see if it attracts buyers. So far, this is taking care of the overnight inventory here. Look at that. The same thing that we have down here is what we have up here. $600, $700, $800, $800, $800, $600, $700. Not really too much. I don't see it. I don't see too much compromise here. No. I will check what the bond market is doing. Bond market has a spike. Gold is spiking also. Ooh, dollar is having a break here. Huh. Yeah, dollar just finding support. This is what I'm checking. Look at this crude oil right there. Nothing. The dollar is coming back to very much to this support area here. Very questionable. It's still way far from the 200, trading between using the 100 as a resistance. Still the 50 is not holding. New all-time highs in gold. Look at the bonds. Bonds trade, the relationship with the bonds and rates. Oh man, this is crazy. I just got a long here. And this is going higher, which means that, rates are going lower. All right, and that's good for the market. That's good for the market. I mean, at least for the indices. Let's check the other indices here. Russell, the Dow is still inside, right? Still, the only one that's not joining the movement is the Dow here. This may be key for whatever happens, whatever may happen in the market. If the Dow doesn't join here, maybe we may have increased odds of rotation or decreased odds of upside continuation, right? I'm not saying the market is going to break. Look at what we have here, ES, Nasdaq, right? New all-time highs here. What about, let's check Nasdaq. 2468 is the all-time high. Where we are now? That's not far, really. 23,800. 200 points in Nasdaq is really not that far, man. Nasdaq is going to open right now. So far, how much is that high? 800. It's going to open around here. About this range. We might have something here in Nasdaq. Let's check it out. Because we have this range in Nasdaq, okay? We have this range. Look at this. This all-time high, breakout, coming back inside. Now it checks this range here, right? You have this range. It's not having acceptance here. The second time it breaks, it's rejected immediately. Now, let's see if this one, this breakout, F40, can take this high here. All right. For those who trade Nasdaq, this is interesting here. This is interesting. No, it didn't have acceptance below the 50. Very technical, right? But that can change today. The technicality, the way how this market is being traded can have. I have noticed, trading is about change, right? I have noticed some changes here. Now, let's check the Dow. Let's check the Dow. A41 is the all-time high. $200 points. Is that possible? I don't think Nasdaq. I don't think the Dow. 45,700. Yeah, I think yesterday's range was 500 points. So 200 is not 45. Look at this, 45,700. Nah, 100 points really is not that much for the Dow to make an all-time high today. It actually may have something more than that. It has potential. All right, these markets have potential. Yeah. This is the only one that is lagging. But if this joins, all of them would have better odds of upside. Here. Now, coming back to profiles, we have a spike to the upside, a spike to the downside. New all-time highs. You got more volume here. But really, no, it's coming back actually to the. If this continues here, I just want to monitor this thing. I don't want to come up to any conclusion here. One of the main things that I had yesterday, when the market started to have this upside, right? I start to take this, correct this 45-degree line profile from this day. I didn't see confidence, right? I didn't see it, and that's why I closed it. And it just keeps going higher, right? Way past the potential area for what it. I thought that there can be some rebalancing, which for me was around this single prints area here. It extended, it took the 50, the 6500, and it closed it with huge absorption here. Now, I think we are facing something here. Yeah, I'm going to carry yesterday's trade as a very questionable one, really bad day. Doesn't mean that has to be corrected today, for example. Right? Sometimes the market will just keep going higher and higher until something exogenous happens. But it can be, nobody knows. Right? Nobody knows really. That's why it is so important to accept uncertainty as a main integral part of this business. The uncertainty is fundamental, is key to this business. Accepting, embracing uncertainty, and being an observer is I cannot highlight enough times how important that is in this business. Look at what's happened here, for example, so far. Right? We have upside, downside, and market probably, can be opening inside this range, inside this value area or overnight value area. I don't care about the overnight, but it's clearly down here. We have excess here, excess down here, and that's for today's overnight profile. We have a range here. I think not a bad one, 32, and the upper side 6,500 down here. And notice where it has stopped, right? Right at the 6,500. And I'm going to consider this period as part of the regular trading hours now. Not bad volume. You have, for example, just here how much we have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20,000, maybe 50,000, something like that. 20, 30, 40,000 contracts now. Not bad. gold is now catching up with inflation, right? All the printing that happened, the dollar actually did not reflect nothing of that, right? All that money coming into the market, all these assets starts to uh, to catch with inflation, right? And while that was happening, gold remained pretty much unchanged, right? Around 1800, 2000, something like that for a couple of years. And what I think of what's happening in dollar is, you know, just catching up with that movement. Tremendous inflation that happened. How much was that? 10% a couple of years. Um, as I say, I think this market can be look at that. How much time this was? How much time this was in this range? 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years, basically. And we got this one down here. It may come up here, 4,000. Maybe form another range around the 4,000, some kind of trading like this, and then coming all the way up to this 5,000 here. Wow, look at the bonds here. Big gap here. All right. I'm gonna take a break here. I have seen there's not too much here to see after this. It did not have an impact on what the market is doing. It's rather this can even be interpreted, if there's a break here, can be seen as a opportunity to buy, right? Now let's check. What the heck I was going to do? I mean, that was the last piece of news today, or of the week, right? Yesterday the gap was closed and it did not have downside. All right. Remember, if a gap is going to be closed, usually in this case the selling, right? They will come right from the opening. All right. I'll take a break. I'll come back to check if I want to see if there's something happens before the opening. All right. See you soon. All right. Go back here. Look at that. We have a spike, new all-time high. All right. Let's see if there is something here. What I am interested in now is, okay, the weekly has where it is. In a weekly we have the 65.50. 65.50 is a potential high here. 64.50. This could be an area. Alright, that's an opening. Right. Let's see if this high is taken. Look at where the market open. Up and down here, no give back, nothing, nothing whatsoever. No give back. Open and shoots way high. Market opening inside spike. It didn't open higher. So there's can be some sideways trading here. 65.57 points. Wow. So expensive there. Alright, this is not having advance. Alright. Now, this, I think just now, if I, depending how I see this inventory could be being taken out now. But it's still, man, it's not that, if, this throwing the towel would be, this market just ripping to the upside, man. I didn't see that really. There's something that can be in play here, which is, there's a lot of betting. Look at what's happening to Nasdaq, man. Nasdaq made a high here. Is that an all-time high in Nasdaq? Not yet. That was so close, man. Now all indices are in sync now. Alright? All of them are in sync. The Dow was lagging, remember? Dow is outside range. You have a new all-time high here. This one has been corrected. I'm interested in this gap, no gap, but distribution close. What happened there? Did you see what it came to? It came to right to the opening and then it's being bought from this. It's very weird opening here. This is the second time it's coming to the opening. Notice it just hit the opening 3 times now. Check your weeklies, your weekly time frame, weekly charts, weekly bar charts. How many times this market has come back to the opening? And this is the 4th time coming to the opening. I wouldn't be surprised that they start to sell from the opening now. Look at that, man. Look at that. Look at that. But check the numbers. 55, 70, 94, 43. $48, 43, 48, 600 there. Remember, the overnight inventory has been dealt with. And consider that as an excess. The spike to the downside, consider the gap as an excess to the lower side. Potential excess. I'm not. Okay. 4 times has come back to the opening. All right. I don't have anything here. Have you done anything here? This market is trying. I mean, the selling, the pressure on the sell side, is not that. They are attempting, but it's, the opening is a really nice piece of information here. It opened and it did not give back anything. It did not have anything, man. Why I would like to short something like that? So far, I didn't notice this. Okay, this is what I have from this opening. Let me do something here before. This is gap high. And this would be gap close. It's really hard to go long here, right? Because traders cannot make up their minds. This market is too high. It's right at the overnight high, and it has to break. It will break. It's really hard to not join the movement here. 65.50. 65.50, 6 points. Last time I checked, it was 7 at the opening. These options here was 7. Right now at 6.50. No? Okay, see, market goes higher, and those options decrease in value. These openings that are inside the spike are really challenging too. Now, many things here. We got a spike. Um, um, Summer basically is over. The head of the trading desk of this hedge funds are back in town, back in the office. They are taking back uh, the command of the operations, and that can that can be potentially uh, have an impact in the way how the market behaves. I'm just saying, man, this is so. I mean, we may see some action because of what happened yesterday and before yesterday and the day before yesterday. When we see some similar action today, I don't know if this is going to be a trending day, a rotation. I have no idea what's going to be, what's going to happen. I'm going to carry that low. It's a question of load as well. The market had came back 4 times. Let's see if we have a fifth time coming to the opening. We got a slightly higher volume here. Not slightly, yeah, kind of like maybe 10% higher. 10 or 20% higher than yesterday. Okay, this is the fifth time the market is coming to the opening. That's not a good sign for an upside. Okay? I'm not saying the market cannot go higher. It's just an indication who's behind this. Look at that. Now, it's going to come back higher. That will make this attempt a fifth time. 5 times coming down here. Do you see that? Come to the opening. Here we go again. Let's see. Let's see if this can have some upside extension from the upside, for the push to the upside. The overnight distributions have been closed. Notice how much volume we have now. Not that much. This is not that much for the ES 100,000. Guys, this is not that much, man. If I had a loan here, this is the thing. I don't have anything, right? But if I have a loan, I would have closed my loan now. Coming back and closing that distributions, this one here, right? This closing this distribution, that's not a good sign, right? Because it can target the opposite. It can target this gap low here or this area now. Now this is the observation part of the trade, of the trading, right? Activity. We observe, then we plan, execute, perform, next, reset. You know, and having a closure, having a reset is also very, very, very important. It allows us to replenish the mental capital we have spent on the trade. Make the following observations. Right? I have been pointing how many times, one of the observations I have made is how many times the market has come back to the opening, how this market closed that distributions that we have there, having consideration, that we have a huge spike in the overnight to the downside that was rejected, right? I didn't open in the upper side of the spike that followed, right? So just look at that, right? What we have there. I say then my next observation in these 20 minutes, yes, that we have the market open is since it has opened, if this is very important, that conditional, if I would have a trade along here, that fact that came down here is it plays against the long. I'm not saying that the market is going to break. I'm not saying the market cannot go high. So I am just using my imagination here, kind of like having some kind of mental speculation. I didn't see an opportunity here yet. Value is higher, obviously, right? Opening with a gap, but as long as the gap remains open, value is going to remain higher, no matter what. That is what value is, or what it is. It's just the first period. Okay, look at the formation here. Well, I like with this. What is this green? This is volume profile. This is POC volume profile. That green. It has significant volume here. Huh? 10,000, 11,000. That's not bad. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was fast, right? They're coming down, falling down from this 38 to the 8 points in a fraction of a second. That's something. Did anything happen there? There was any news there? This is, this is the thing. Okay, I need to take this call. All right, all right. Sorry about that. I had to take that call, was. And I look at that, man. We talk about this how the risk, right? When the market came back to this level here, right, and just it was bought exactly from this reference here, and then after it took the opening, right? It was trading like 4 or 5 times, something like that, and then came back, closed, and then up we go, right? The fact that it was bought from here, the assessment was no, the, if I had a long here, that would be a sign for me to close, right? Or to hedge or to do something. That because that was not good for for the long. And look at what is being sold now from. Hmm? This market is attempting to close the gap here. This is the previous all-time high. That's not a good low. There's some volume here coming. Volume is higher here relative to yesterday. Let's see if we can reach this 64.16. I've just closed my short here. Basically scratching a trade here. Why I close it? Uh, I got my short when the market was taking this low here. Right? There's absolutely nothing here. There's nothing here. This market is to the upside. If I am shorting this market, if I'm shorting a market, the market is making all-time highs. Got to be very, very careful, right? You know, when the market started to accumulate here, okay, now we have direction. Why? What? Now we have an action to the upside. I have seen this is where value was. Look at what's happening in value. It's still higher relative to yesterday. So gotta be really, really careful here, man. Really careful. This market is attempting to close this gap. Remember, 5 times was bought from the opening. Now, Nasdaq doesn't have anything down here. Look at that. This is where most of the volume was in the overnight. Let's check the ES as well. Look at that. You know, most of this upside volume came in this area, right? Now the range. Look at what we have. This, remember at the time how this was red, but as the market developed, it was, you know, the volume becomes relatively low compared to what we have up here. Now we may even have a range here. And all this is where inventory was. This area here, this was inventory. As I could see, or I can see this as a counteraction to this long movement, right? Now let's look back higher. My bad, what the heck? All right. Now we have value here. Okay. I'm going to open and go to what? Uh-oh. This is the value area. What the? Yeah. This market is attempting to close the gap. Let me check the other indices. Oh, the Dow has come back inside range. The Dow has come back inside the range, man. This is no good. This can target the opposite side here. The ES is really close to do that. Nasdaq, Okay. So there is one index, one index that is out of sync here. Remember, overall, the overnight, all of this is basically gone now, right? What we have here is just this period. And I consider this period as part of the overnight, as a part of the regular trading hours here. We got an all-time high, new all-time high. Have excess on the upper side. You got rejection of higher prices. Let's see if the market can take this area, this red here. I think this is key here for whatever may happen today. The ultimate destination this low here. If I need this 64.80, and these are the options that I got. The 64.85 actually. How much are those 64.85? 8 points. 64. That's on Mondays, 8 points. I was doing 0-day expiration. I was doing today. It seems like that. Look at that. Look again. Look at this again. Right. This is about to close this. Get back inside this range. The Dow has already come back inside. The Nasdaq. This will be a really nice trade here. Aim into this area here. But that would be 23,560. But one thing at a time, right? What's happening with the bond market? Shooting is way higher, so there's no reason here for any kind. Oh boy, look at gold, crude. Gosh, man, remember we talked about this potential movement when this market was going higher here? Hope you remember that. This happening right there. Okay. What comes out of this could be relevant. Now, whatever comes out of here. Alright, that's no good, man. That low is no good. This market has not closed the gap for one tick. Closed. Okay, we have a gap close here. We still have a lot of time here in this period, man. Got a lot of time here. Every single reference this market has been trying to find support has been taken, right? The opening, this distribution here, this all-time high here, the gap here, next thing settle. But every single time the market stopped, in every single reference it has found, and it's just chewing its way. Check, remember when I said to check your weekly time charts. This is why I say. Now you got this trend It's just sold from there, and that's why I had the 65.50, right? Don't try to be exactly. I don't know. I'm not going to expect the market come back exactly to that number, right? But you get an idea from that. Okay, now here comes the thing. Two times, okay, two times this market, 2 days, right, back to back, had reached settle and was bought from there. What are the odds that happening again? Is the question. Next reference, the overnight low. I got the 64.40 here, expiring Monday. Let's see if this market can give us an opportunity to go higher again. I mean, to kind of like sell a rally here. I think that is possible. So far, this is just showing is way lower, man. I'm not looking to the upside now. Okay. Look at where this market is stopping here. The market is just trying to find every single time the market has found a reference in the past, just come back, give you a misleading movement to the downside and then shoot it very high. I think this could be it is same into the 64.80s here. This could be something here. And remember, markets don't, and I am following. I am my thinking revolves around this day here, right? Markets always shoot it way higher, and then I always shoot is way higher, right? And then the rebalancing follows. Market still to the upside, but we're seeing some rebalancing here, and that's when opportunities come, right? I was long. I was looking to the upside. I was having long bias the whole week, not today. huge, man. You can come to this area again, to this area. Here, a little bit lower below this photo, white here. Remember that yesterday was really bad, man. And I'm buying from Settle. This was a sign. This was a sign. No? Remember what we did here. This is from Settle. The day before also from Settle. You know, very questionable low here. Questionable non-excess low here. Questionable low here. Really bad low here. And here you go. But if you were shorting this market yesterday or before yesterday, it's going to be really hard to take advantage of this, or to make up your mind, right? Around this. There is still a lot of time here in this period. Nasdaq, it has good odds, man. Has good odds of closing the gap. Well inside. Now there is some odds here for the Dow to overshoot this low here. That seems to be the case for the ES as well as aiming. ES still has some room before getting over there. Look at Russell. Russell's been bought from yesterday's high. It's not that good. Russell and Nasdaq are the only ones who are. No, actually, Nasdaq is the only one who has not looked inside yesterday's range. This area here can be something. There can be something here, in here. I may have something. You know, this upper distribution has been closed, but I believe this may be the ultimate destination here. This 64. If I got anything, if you got anything to the downside, this would be, you know, especially if there's a spike, and especially after you see this, but there's a tremendous downside here, huge downside that is having. Inventory is very short now. Let's see what happened here as this market closes, try to close this distribution. If any give back here, that would be, I guess I will close here now. I'm gonna re-enter. Okay. Right there. Look at that. I think it's aiming. It looks like it's aiming to this low here. We're going to let it run a little bit more. Okay, there may be some time here now. Has a good run here. All right, let's let the market breathe here. This may be the ultimate destination here. very short. This market, this is huge, man. It's huge here. This is a nice trade here, man. Very emotional, man. Very emotional market here now. Nasdaq, wow, Nasdaq is now inside yesterday's range. I mean, Russell as well. Every single index is inside. Short covering in the bond market. I don't like the crude. Or is have you heard any news there up there? You know, taking this low, that's it, man, for me at least. Now the ultimate destination is the opposite side of this range. We remember we have really a strong area here with significant buying holding the market yesterday. The same thing happened here before yesterday, so there can be something here. But as I say, it's rather to get in a little bit late and get out a little bit earlier. You know, considering how high. Look at the value. Look at value. I mean, I'm not going to check value now because this so far this can be a trending day. Trending day. This time to the downside. No? Profits have to be taken here, but this base is extremely questionable. Look at this D low as well, where it came from, and even previous day low as well. Once these shorts here, this short inventory is squeezed, I didn't see that actually. You know, the way how the market trades higher, if it is in short covering fashion, it actually weakens the market, right? Okay, we may see a spike here. Yeah, that's no good. That's just terrible low there. Terrible low. We may see a spike here. Notice how these dynamics are. How markets. Look at what happened here, right? We're having, or we may have the same thing now, but this time to the upside. You know, if you join these two profiles, this one to the current day, we will have this shape here, and the same action that we have here, in this case to the upside. There's a 45, but it has a bigger time frame, right? This was intraday. This has kind of like a little bit more than intraday time frame. Really bad low, man. Really bad low. 6Y low. Right there. But the inventory is very short now. Very short. These ones are lost their relevance. Gap has been closed. Not that important now. I'm watching Sedo. Look at what happened when this happened. Look at what happened when this happened, right? Those are that's the kind of behavior. Traders, pay attention to this. Traders see this as a support, right? I see that as an extremely weak low what we have there, but it doesn't mean that it has to be taken. All right? Doesn't mean look at how far this market is in this period from this high here, from here. This has a really long, extremely advanced to the downside, right? Inventory is very short now. Be careful here. I don't have my short here. There can be a spike, but I am not going to wait for that, man. I don't have anything here now. I may regret that, but you know, I am at ease with that. Now the next thing is, you know, I had to remember observation, planification, execution. Then comes the performance, the monitoring the market for continuation, as Jim says. But this is the performance part. And once you close, the reset comes. Right? The reset is let it go. Okay, whatever you did, let it go. Right? Let go. The let go is very important. Notice how many times has come back to that low now, to that reference. It is the second time it's coming, right? What happened when we had the opening? I'm not saying that that something is going to happen to the downside. I don't like this low at all, man. At all. I am making up my mind here. I see a rally from here. Okay, I've seen this so many times, man. A level is taken, extremely weak level is taken, give us an excess, a couple of things are excess, and then up we go. It's Friday too. I'm flat. I'm flat here. I see the market give us an opportunity if anything happens here. I think what I think here is uh, all the trade for me has been completed now. And what trade was? What was that? What the trade was? The trade was we started the planification, the observation started to from here, from this day here. You know, for the reason I talked so many times. We have this, but you know, what I thought was going to happen maybe during this day, it took more time, right? It took more time, and it takes time to adjust as well. You have to adjust. You have to adjust. We have to be able to adjust here, right? And to see what the market is doing. Hey, Dexboard, man, I'm sorry I don't know if you are still there. I'm still there. I just saw your chat here. These are market profiles. I got doing trading maybe 5 years, something like that, 5, 6 years. 5 years. Let me know if you have any questions, man. And this is very misleading as well. Okay, what is misleading here? Again, this was sorry, man. I was just I was checking. I was monitoring a trade that I had. When I do that, I focus on what's happening. Okay, this is the spike. This is a spike. Wild. And by the way, what was the number? What was known for payrolls? Known for payrolls 22, consensus 75. It was way lower. So it was a good number actually. Unemployment unchanged. Huh. That was really good. That was a really good number, though. Oh, I talked to you. Lo que ves aquí son market profiles. I don't know you, I don't know, no sé si hablas inglés o solamente español. Pero estos son market profiles. Son curvas de distribución. En estadística se conoce como curvas de distribución. Y estoy en trading, bueno, unos 5 años, de repente 6, una cosa así. Y lo que hago es ES, solamente ES, futures. That's the only thing I do. Es lo único que hago. Si tienes alguna pregunta, solo déjamelo saber. Es algo que, disculpa que no te contesté, pero cuando estoy haciendo trade, trato de enfocarme en lo que estoy viendo, ¿no? Okay, look at that. Look at that. That was a spike. That movement was quite different to whatever the market was doing until now. Let's see if the market can reach this 64, 60, something like that. It's losing steam now. There was a selling, there was a little rally that was sold here from half back. That's not good, man. nice movement here. I wonder if this can reach, man. I wonder if this can reach even, you know. Now I'm thinking, something I'm thinking now is, if you check your weekly charts, we are right at the opening of the week, right? Right there. Yeah, it's not unusual to see if there's any change here. This is the area where the market can close. Now, I'm not saying it's going to stop here because we may have downside and come back to where it is right now. It is really struggling now. Now, the next key, the next piece of information, Nasdaq still has room to go. This is the area I'm checking. Nasdaq, the 23,500. We talk about this in the opening as a potential area, right, that the market can reach. What's happening to the ES here when it has a spike here to the downside from this level here? Nasdaq can do the same around this area. So there still is potential here in this market to the downside, because when one index has a tendency to mirror, to match what the other one is doing, especially if they are all in sync. All them are in sync. Nasdaq, ES, the Dow, Russell, all them have the same weakness. The Dow has corrected. It's almost has reached the opposite side of the range. The ES has also almost reached the opposite side of the range. Nasdaq and Russell still has a job to do there. Volume is higher, and that's what the play is, right? This market is to the upside. As long as this low remains, as long as this low is not taken, this market is still to the upside. We have excess now in the upper side. We have a new all-time high that's been rejected, but we have excess, right? We have excess in the upper side. The trend has not been broken yet. Right? For that to happen, this low has to be taken. Can it be taken? I think so. Look at where this low is or was, right? Where it came from. The whole yesterday came from that kind of thing. I never short yesterday. I did a couple shorts today. My time frame got to be my time frame is different than James, for example, or any other traders I may know. This market is, gosh, man, it's struggling. Look at this inventory here, man. Just look at this. God, man. This area of support, this is support to me. Right where the market is being, has nothing to do, right? There is nothing here, right? It comes from the close, from yesterday's close here. That's a good area for this market, for a buy here, this one. There may be some action here, some rebalancing here. I don't know. I wouldn't bet a penny on that. Inventory is very short, my friend. You know, this is the thing, right? Uh, After you have seen the market going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, how do you make your mind, right? Especially if you are short in the market. You know? Look at that. Look at that advance it's having from. There's nothing here. There's no reference. There's nothing here. But it is an important, very important area, this one here. You know, it's very important. It has huge amount of volume here. And this one here has even more. Uh-oh. What it was? I forgot to... 27. Oh, it was 27. I remember this. This area here. It has even... Okay. Look at that, man. This is a good area to buy here. This one here. Now, so far it's a trending day with very, very short inventory, man. Very short. Some rebalancing may happen. I don't know if this one has been corrected. This thing has been corrected now. This one also is over. And of course these ones and these ones are also away. I am leaving this just for anybody who's interested. If you have any questions, please just let me know. Cualquier pregunta, comentario, solo déjamelo saber. How you go long here, right? What do you have here, right? How do you come to this point here? It's really, 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 really hard to do something from here. Now, upside continuation, we see the market coming back inside this little one here, and having upside ending and taking C high here. Remember also, taking this C high, a rally may come from this. Now, in a day that is to the downside, most likely we'll find traders selling rallies, okay? There are good odds that we may have some low here. I'm not going to bet any. I'm not going to bet a single penny there. This 64.85, how much are those? Were 3 points. How much are those now? 64.85. 18 points. That's a good profit there. Okay. Oh, look at that. Has it come back to this? Market may trade sideways here now. No, the trade is over. For me, at least, the trade is over. I have re-entered, as I say, I have placed a couple trades here to the downside. Now I'm flat again. Many times where traders fail is we look too close to the market, man. We are just too focused on price that we miss the bigger picture. We miss the bigger picture. Overall, I think as long as this low is not corrected in Nasdaq, and I think Nasdaq has the potential to come to the opposite side as well. As long as that does not happen, overall, this market still has potential to the downside. What do we have around these lows in Nasdaq? We have the upper range. This is something that I was putting here before, really early in the stream, right? We have this range here, right? This range here. Market has explored above. It's been the highs rejected, comes back inside the range, and the opposite side of this range is the potential destination. It's the ultimate destination of the movement, right? That's the ultimate destination. I'm not saying. And now the thing is, the market usually don't go in straight lines up or low, right? There's always some back and forth that happens. Inventory is very short. Look at this. Extremely, very emotional. Two distributions, very emotional. Right? This low is not good. This low is not good, and the low this day also is not good. So a nice ways to close the week. Now, something else here. All right. I'm going to show you something here that I hope have it can resonate with you, right? Let me bring back my charts here, my daily charts here. After all this back and forth that we are seeing here, a huge liquidation here. After all that back and forth, notice where this market is. We have this big range here, daily. Notice this, where it is, at the center of the range, right? Around the center of this big range, around the center of this range here in the weekly time frame. We are still in the upper side of the weekly range, which will take us to the monthly. But what is happening here? Upside, and range here. Now the trend has not changed, right? This market is to the upside. What it has, I don't know. This market, I think that we have here, what we are seeing here is some odds of, we are seeing a trade that there's baiting on the Fed dropping rates on the September meeting that comes in which is next in a couple of weeks, I believe. Right? The trade usually is buy the news, sells buy the rumor, sell the news, right? That can happen here. Another distribution, very emotional day. This day has become very emotional now. We can see some really quick movements now here in this market. Now the thing is, one of the things of trading is, trading has many components, right? One is the observation of the technical part, right? When you study markets, dynamics, charts, patterns, whatever, right? I don't look too much at patterns. I don't look at that. I used to look at patterns when I started. I don't do that anymore. Um, the other part, and this is what traders actually neglect. The vast majority of traders neglect this part, which is knowing or getting to know yourself. You got to get to know yourself. We got to get to know yourself. We got to be got to be better persons in order to become better traders. To be better traders. And the last part is a strategy. You know, creating your strategy, your plan. You know, that is different. I mean, plans always are evolving, are changing. We are constantly adjusting. Okay. Now look at that. Look at that stop. Well, look at that where the market has stopped. Now. That's absolutely terrible low. The, it's not as bad as this one was, as B low was, but this is not good either. Now more people will see this as, oh, okay, this is it, right? This is support. So far, it's a trending day. It's a trending day to the downside. Is that going to change? It's very emotional now. Very emotional. Okay, look at Nasdaq. Look what happened in Nasdaq. Nasdaq has reached that. This is not good. This may have some downside here. And since these ones are mirroring each other, uh, the action that we have here to correct this low here, that same thing can happen here in Nasdaq. No, but look at that, man. Look at that liquidation that's happened here. This very elongated market here. Really elongated market here. Loans are being, as you know, the loans are being killed here. Can you see how important the observation phase is? It all started here. If I got a bias here coming into the market and seeing the market open with a gap, making all-time highs, buying from the opening, no give back, having no give back here. There's a strong bias to the upside I may have. You know, if I don't identify these phases. And the observation is very important. Then come the planification, then come the execution, which is part of the performance part, right? Which is extremely extenuating. That part is very stressful, right? Because that's when you monitor your trade, you monitor for continuation, you decide what to do, and how are you going to take profits, how are you going to take losses is part of the planning, is part of the second part of this stage, right? Or this job. The last part, the closure, is the reset, right? You have to reset. The trade that I place, the second trade that I place has nothing to do with the first one. We got to be able to um, to reset, because that allows us to replenish energy, the mental capital that we have spent while doing um, the first the first trade, or the first stages. All the stages are very important. Now the market has a potential to print an outside day today, and that will be looking below yesterday's range and closing below. That's an outside bar. I got a bias here, and that is that we are going to see a lot of back and forth, a lot of swings until FOMC. Also, the rollover period is upon us. We might see some if these movements have been, which to me looks very likely, that have been conducted by short-term trading. If this movement has been dominated by short-term trading, they are not going to execute these contracts. They want to get rid of those ones before they expire. Right? Because there's a lot of capital that has to be allocated over there, and that also has an impact in the market. You can hedge as well, right? You can hedge with options, and but that hedging also has an impact. If you hedge on the long side, the market maker has to take a short side, and by doing that, they're going to pressure the market to the downside. It happens to the opposite side as well. Now look at that. This one, I'm going to change. I'll put it up here. This is one distribution close. This one is here, right where this 4 low was from yesterday. Has no meaning now. And another one is forming. Down here. Market keeps chewing into this day. This is another area of support. I have seen the big blocks coming back to the market after pretty much 1 year, or 1 year, year and a half. I haven't seen those kind of trades. Now they're back. Okay, it is 11:10, and unless you have any questions, I'm going to be calling it a day. And wish you, to the stream, and wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Hope we can see you next week.